Welcome into this week's episode of the Molasses Report with your host, Cassie McPhail. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Molasses Report. Last time we talked about being a jack of all trades and refusing to narrow yourself just to make other people comfortable. Today, I want to talk about something related. Time. Not productivity, not efficiency, just pace. In a world built around speed, everything around us assumes urgency. Quick replies, instant clarity, constant output. If something takes time, we call it a delay. If someone takes time, we call them unmotivated. Speed isn't neutral. Speed rewards certainty, even when certainty is premature. Speed favors people who can act before they fully considered the cost. And if you're slow, not because you don't care, but because you care deeply, you end up apologizing for it. We see that all the time in the workforce. Everything's urgent, everything's happening right here, right now. And when people see processes, etc., it's, hey, get this done. I don't care the outcome. Just get it done. But what is the actual cost of that? You've got SOPs that are no longer followed. You've got plans that maybe don't work again. You're not able to historically track anything that's happened. You just say, we got it done, woohoo. And slow doesn't necessarily mean that you've stopped moving. There's a difference between being slow and being stuck. Slow people are often processing more, not less. They notice consequences, they sense the undercurrents, they hesitate because they're actually listening. They're actually hearing and taking it in before pouncing on something. The world doesn't pause long enough to notice that distinction. You start internalizing pressure, you rush decisions, you say yes before you're ready, you move faster than your nervous system can tolerate, and eventually something's going to give. I mean, I personally move very, very fast. I don't think. I say, okay, this project needs to get done. Here's how we're going to do it. And to be honest with you, I probably don't get it done to 100%. I get it to about 80 and say, well, they wanted it today. Here's the issue. We're just going to run with it and call it. But what is the cost of that, too? You're prioritizing speed over accuracy when in reality, that performance review comes up later on. You're going to hear about the fact that you rushed something and didn't give it your best effort. I've mistaken urgency for importance. I've chosen speed over project alignment. I've moved quickly just to prove I wasn't falling behind. Every single time, though, it caught up with me. Whether it was exhaustion, burnout, quiet resentment towards myself, or even others. If I had taken 5 minutes just to breathe, it probably would have fixed a lot of things. It wouldn't have fixed everything, but it would have at least warned me. Moving slow is not opting out of life. It's opting into awareness. If you're slow, you're not broken. You're not failing. You're paying attention in a world that doesn't reward that. And that's hard. But it's also very honest. A slight pivot here, but in a podcast that's hosted by me, we're going to have to talk about sports eventually. And based on the music you're hearing right now, I think you can all assume who I want to talk about right here and now. Fernando, if you're listening, I mean, you're probably not, but if you are, first of all, we're all rooting for you. Second of all, the entire state of Indiana is collectively asking you to please respectfully not get hurt. I mean, the Indiana teams have been through it this year. Hamstrings, ankles, shoulders, non contact injuries that just show up like jump scares. It's reached the point where if someone checks into a game and doesn't immediately limp, we're all like, wow, durability, historic resilience. If Fernando sneezes too hard in Indiana, 3 people immediately are going to yell, take a knee. Daniel Jones is yelling, down is good, down is good. Tyrese Halliburton is yelling, no sudden movements. And Caitlin Clark is just calmly saying, ice first, questions later. I don't know what Indiana did this year, but the sports gods clearly are holding a grudge. Who knows what's going to happen tonight as, the big championship game is upon us. But no, hey, Fernando, we're listening. We're here. I personally really want to see you win. I'd love it. I had to talk about this. I was told recently to stop bringing up Fernando in conversation, but no, I'm going to keep doing it. Back to the topic of this episode, and this is kind of the point. Everybody wants speed. Everybody wants intensity. Everyone wants results now. But bodies and lives don't work like that. Sometimes slowing down is the thing that keeps you in the game, as well as your mind within that game. But Fernando, Indiana is begging you, please stretch, please hydrate, please move at a molasses pace if that's what it takes. Here's the part we don't talk about enough. We don't rush because the world tells us to. We rush because we're scared of what happens if we don't. If we slow down, people might pass you. On that cross-country course, for example. If you hesitate, someone else might decide for you, whether you go left or right, whether that project is done Thursday or Friday. If you take too long, that opportunity might disappear. The debating between, do I take the job? Do I not take the job? Do I stay here, go there? So we stay on time. We respond quickly, we commit early, we say we're good, even when we're not. Everybody says, I'm fine, everything's fine, when everybody knows it's not. Because being slow feels like being exposed. Here's the quiet truth. A lot of burnout isn't caused by doing too much. It's caused by doing things before you're ready. Here's the quiet truth. A lot of burnout isn't caused by doing too much. It's caused by doing things before you're ready. We don't give ourselves time to want things. We give ourselves deadlines instead. Over time, that's going to do something to you. You stop trusting your own timing. You stop believing your instincts are valid unless they're fast. You start measuring your worth by how quickly you can keep up. That's not ambition. That's fear. I think about this a lot when people say things like, just push through, just grind a little longer, get this one thing done and then you can rest. But that never actually comes. There's always another season, another ask, another expectation, another moment where you're supposed to be ready immediately. And that's how people get injured. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. You don't tear something all at once. You wear it down by never letting it recover. That's true for athletes, including myself. I have that bum ankle that I sprained freshman year of high school that never fully recovered. But it's true for the rest of us, whether you're an athlete or not. Slowing down isn't something you earn after success. It's a skill you need to survive success. Because if you don't practice slowness when things are calm, you won't magically find it when things are intense. You default to what you know, which is rushing, forcing, pushing, ignoring warning signs. And the hard part, slowing down rarely looks impressive from the outside. No one claps for restraint. No one gives awards for pacing yourself. No one celebrates the decision you didn't make. But internally, it feels like relief. It feels like integrity. It feels like your body finally believing you're listening. Slowness is how you stay in conversation with yourself. It's how you notice when something's off before it breaks. It's how you choose sustainability over spectacle. And yeah, sometimes you'll miss things. Sometimes you'll arrive later. Sometimes you'll look like you're behind. And behind what exactly? Someone else's timeline? Someone else's nervous system? Someone else's definition of success. That was never yours to carry. This episode isn't a call to stop. It's a reminder that momentum doesn't have to mean acceleration. You can move forward slowly. You can choose longevity over urgency. You can take your time and still be serious about your life. Whether you're an athlete, a creative, or a person just trying to figure it out. The goal isn't to burn bright and disappear. The goal is still to be here. Still curious, still capable, still upright. So yes, Fernando Mendoza, we are rooting for you, and also take your time, because sometimes the bravest thing you can do in a world that rushes you is move at your own pace. This is the Molasses Report. Thanks for staying with me.